Panic attacks and stress are increasingly common in the modern workplace, where fast-paced environments, tight deadlines, and mounting expectations can create significant pressure. These overwhelming feelings can lead to physical symptoms, emotional distress, and a drop in productivity, affecting both individual well-being and team dynamics. Left unaddressed, stress can escalate into burnout, absenteeism, or even serious health issues. To tell us more on how to cope up with this matter, we have with us via Zoom Dr. Quintin Subong, the fourth, a clinical counselor. Good morning, Doc Quintin. A beautiful day to you.
Hello, good morning to everyone, especially to all your televiewers. Good morning, Ms. Monique, Ms. Anne, and Sir Paulo. Good morning to all of you there at the studio.
Good morning, Doc. So we're talking about stress. It's something that almost everyone experiences, not just in the workplace, no, but also in our daily lives. And sometimes it does escalate into having panic attacks. Now, let's focus on the workplace. What are the most common causes of stress and panic attacks in the workplace?
There are a lot of factors that we consider, no, when we talk about work stress or work-related stress, no. It has a various events, no. For example, a person might feel under pressure if the demands of their job or yung mga responsibilities are greater than they can comfortably manage, no. Yung kung hindi nila kaya, no, na i-manage na doon sa ina-expect nila. Other sources of work-related stress include conflict with co-workers or bosses, constant change in the workplace, can be threats or job security, and then sometimes yung work redundancy, paulit-ulit na lang na trabaho.
Doc, is there a way employers can identify the early signs of stress or anxiety in their employees, or do the employees have to just be more vulnerable with their employers?
There are three symptoms, no? Meron tayong tinatawag na physical symptoms, psychological symptoms, and even behavioral symptoms. No, kapag may mga changes na doon sa physical, such as evident na ang fatigue, ang muscular tensions, ang headaches ng employee, madalas, heart palpitations, reported by sabihin natin, the company physicians or nurses. Meron ding sleeping difficulties. Physical symptoms yan. Ano pa? Gastrointestinal upsets, meron ding diarrhea, constipation, then meron mga dermatological disorders, no? Physical symptoms yan ng stress sa work. Okay, meron din tayong psychological. Psychological can be symptoms of depression, may anxiety, symptoms ng anxiety, then may discouragement, ayaw na pumasok, no? Paggising sa umaga pa lang, there's a feeling of career plateau. No? Tawag natin career plateau na papasok ka na naman, trabaho, uuwi, then kinabukasan, papasok ka na naman. Irritability, isa yan, irritability. Ano pa? Then pessimism. Then there are behavioral symptoms also. Ano yung behavioral symptoms? Yan, nabanggit kanina, as you mentioned kanina, increase in absenteeism, aggression, meron din. Then diminished creativity and initiative in work. Then drop in work performance, evident. Okay, ang superior can identify the subordinates. What else? Problems with interpersonal relationships with co-workers. Okay, mood swings and irritability. What else? Lower tolerance and frustration and impatience. Another is disinterest. And there is one pa, yung isolation. That's
Right, yes.
yun yung pinakagrabe, no, yung isolation. When you isolate yourself from others, evident siya, no, na meron talagang work-related stress.
Doc, when you talk to someone that is manifesting yung mga symptoms, especially for those experiencing for the first time, normally, ano yung advice na binibigay mo? Because napaka-broad yung mga symptoms, napakadami rin. How would you tell someone to address these symptoms?
Actually, Paula, no, meron tayong kinoconsider na model of health when we talk about mental health, yung biopsychosocial model of health. Biological talks about physiological, the individual, no? Then psychological, the way we perceive, the way we understand things. And then social, yung ating social interactions, yung other social connections, that includes the family. In psychology, no, in the mental health, there are two most influential factors in the development of man. Una, heredity, no, yung namana natin, traits and characteristics na nananalaytay sa dugo natin, no, nung tayo ipinanganak. Then secondly, environment. So dalawa, no? Heredity and environment. So ito sa environment, kasama rito yung social. Sa bio o physiological, we have to know first the medical history of the person. Baka meron siyang physical illness that affects the moods, that affects the attitude, the behaviors, no, of the person. Baka naman may problema siya sa hormones. May problema siya, mayroon siyang hypothyroidism, no? It can affect the moods of the person. What else? May mga sakit siya or meron na siyang previous diagnosis such as OCD. Meron na siyang sabihin natin PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
Ang symptoms siya nung pagkakaroon ng ganon.
Doc, how important are the roles of managers to create siguro mga supportive work environment? How important is yung work environment and of course the people in charge of creating it in terms of reducing yung stress, yung anxiety within the workplace?
Okay, Paula, babalik ako doon sa una ko, no? So, ano ba yung manner ng hiring the employees dapat na ginagawa ng isang company? Una, they will screen first the applicants, di ba, dapat? So, screen the applicants by undergoing the psychological evaluation first. Hindi lang yung physical, no, examination. Kasi the usual requirement of a company is to undergo for and to pass the physical examination certified by a doctor, a company doctor na fit to work. Pero ako, I suggest, better, no? Better to undergo the psychological evaluation kasi unang-una may mga illnesses that cannot be detected by the laboratory, no, katulad halimbawa in our case there are a lot of, so we call them clients, not patients, because we are not physician naman, we are not a medical doctor. Okay, they refer to us by their physicians kasi all the results in the laboratory turned negative. Na yung pala may mga psychosomatic symptoms o sabihin natin yung hypochondriasis, somatoform, yung may feeling na may sakit pero wala naman. Ang kailangan pala is psychological, hindi pala kailangan ng physical or yung sabihin natin gamot, no, physiological attention, psychological pala yung kailangan. So I suggest to a company to include in their program to require the employee or the applicants to undergo for such psychological screening. Screening muna. Kasi pag sinabing diagnostic, mahaba yan, maraming test yan.
Yeah.
Screening, pag doon sa screening pa lang meron na siyang sign, then go for diagnostic. Then kapag meron ganon, address, then give intervention if necessary.
Doc, when you talk about the psychological exam, what does that actually entail? Is that online? Are they questionnaires or do they have to meet with you and talk to you? Like, can you tell us more about it?
Okay. There are a lot of factors to consider, no? First is observation, clinical interview, and then go for the suggested battery test or test, no? Kapag employment ang purpose, meron siyang certain test, especially kapag ang rank and file, meron yung target, managerial position, meron yung target na dapat na i-test or battery test na ibigay sa kanila, no? It covers mental ability, personality, and then yung projective na tinatawag natin. Sometimes, those people with the highly intellectual people, no, they tend to fake, no, they tend to manipulate the answers, especially in the personality test. Pero hindi nila magagawa yon kapag projective test na, and it's a set of battery test. It's really very difficult for them, especially if they are not into psychological assessment.
You know what, Doc? Ang hirap din minsan because some people who experience stress, who are having panic attacks, they don't realize it na panic attack na pala yun. Or sometimes they just don't really open up. Like what you mentioned a while ago, isolation. And sometimes, personally, I do experience this when I'm stressed out. I tend to like isolate myself from friends, ganyan. But for your patients, for those, for our viewers who are actually experiencing some of the symptoms that you talked about a while ago, do you have any recommended coping mechanism or techniques that they can do to manage their stress levels?
Okay, there are a lot of adaptive coping mechanisms, no? Una, meditation can help the person. Pero kailangan muna consultation kapag nakita na natin there are symptoms being manifested by our colleagues, by our subordinate, or tayo mismo no, sa sarili natin, ask for the help of the mental health professionals and address the concern. Temporary relief is having the meditation,
Yeah.
yoga, then exercise, eat balanced diet, no? Yung ganon. Then enough sleep. Yun ang napakahalaga niya. Then yung sunlight in the morning, yung sunshine sa morning,
Yes.
it can really boost the happy hormones such as endorphins,
Yeah.
serotonin, dopamine. Mag-jogging ka, lumabas ka. No? Usually sa mga taong may depressive symptoms, anxiety and so on, talagang nag-isolate sila as what you have mentioned, Ms. Monique.
Doc, what about the negative ways people cope? Because you mentioned all the healthy ones. What are the negative ways that we have to advise people against from doing with regard to addressing yung mental health nila? Yung mga sinasabi nila na hindi, pantanggal lang ng stress yun. Right? What are the ways that you should warn people not to pursue when they're addressing yung mental health nila?
Okay, Paula, that is maladaptive, no? Maladaptive coping mechanisms, negative. Say for example, if you're having a heavy problem, no, people tend to go to the beer house or sabihin natin club, sabihin natin na uminom, alcohol, cigarettes and so on. Maladaptive coping mechanism 'yan, negative 'yan. It cannot really help the person, no, in terms of helping himself, no, to makalagpas doon sa kanyang nararanasan, no, na panic attack, anxiety, depression, or other psychological distresses. No? There are maladaptive coping mechanisms yung binanggit natin kanina.
Now, Doc, this is a personal opinion that I'm asking, your opinion. What do you think of our system now? The 9 to 5, the Monday through Friday work environment, do you think that plays a role with the high anxiety, high stress? Like, should we have a 3-day work week, 4-day work week, or should we cut the 9 to 5 completely? What's your opinion on that?
Actually, it has a great contribution, no, to stresses of the employees or the the individuals. Okay, yung number of hours. Say for example, if the person is working beyond 8 hours in a day, so the tendency is to have a burnout in the work. So, what would be the effect? File a resignation, di ba? So, it has a lot of contribution in terms of the work-related stress.
Doc, how important is it, the communication with regard to mental health and yung support in the workplace? Because at the end of the day, maraming talagang, well, I guess nahihiya or ayaw maging vulnerable, especially sa mga bosses nila, sa mga co-employees nila. How important is actually talking about mental health within the workplace?
Okay. Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na personal stigma and social stigma. Yung personal stigma, natatakot ka na gano'n, no? Tapos, sa social stigma naman, ang tao kasi nagle-label din talaga na may problema yan sa pag-iisip. Huwag tayo lumapit dyan, no? Kaya nga na-create yung batas na Republic Act 11036 or the Mental Health Law of 2017. No? The main author of that is Senator Risa Hontiveros para mabigyan ng equal access ang lahat ng tao na nangangailangan ng mental health concerns. No? So ang kailangan doon is matanggap niya sa sarili niya, awareness, no, na may ganun siyang pangangailangan, and then kausapin niya rin yung kanyang mga immediate relatives, friends, trusted friends, and even the boss, no, yung mga superiors about what she or he is experiencing, especially kapag nasa work siya. Kasi ang panic, let's say for example, ang panic attack, it can happen anytime, anywhere. Even if you are driving your car, it can happen to you, no? It can parang manifest sa iyo.
Thank you, Doc. You know what? December is probably the most stressful time of the year. Siyempre, ang daming gastos, ang daming work na hinahabol before the Christmas break, right? And if our viewers, if we have any questions that we want to throw your way, how can we reach you, Doc?
They can reach us through our landline, no, 046-516-1337 or 0916-336-1262. Sa Psych Trends Psychological Services in Dasmariñas City, Cavite, and in Tres Martires City in province of Cavite din. So we have two clinics. Meron tayong mga psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors, and psychometricians to assess the mental health of the individual.
All right, thank you so much for joining us today. Dr. Quintin Subong, clinical counselor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, and it's a beautiful day.